My name is Dallas Croft, and I'm just happy to be here, be a part of this celebration.
You This is your 5-minute warning, folks. That means it's a great opportunity to use the restroom, which is down the hall over here, as well as get another drink from the bar. Make sure to give our dear friend Sarah a good tip over there. And we'll get started promptly at 6:30. Thank you. Oh, and of course, let's give a round of applause for Dallas Kraft here, our wonderful musician. Take a seat. We'll get started here. All the folks over near the bar, come on in. Find a neighbor, cozy up, get to know someone. If you prefer to stand, that's fine too. Just make your way a little bit closer. Welcome to the first ever Vallejo SOUP. My name is Richard, and I will be your MC tonight. But I want to call out my fellow scheming folks in this process. Go ahead and wave. There we have Steve. Say hello, Steve. Hakeem. We have Amy. Anna. Elam. And Darcy. This wouldn't be possible without the dedication of these folks who do so much in our community and yet scraped away a little bit extra time to put this together. So a big thank you to them. In addition to that thank you, I'll give them a round of applause. Should have put that in my notes, pause for applause. In addition, we have to thank our wonderful host this evening, the Empress Theater, and I would like to invite Mr. Kevin, who is the manager here at the Empress, to come on up and say a few words because they have some incredible programs that are going through. So Kevin, come on up.
Thanks everybody, and thanks for coming out. This is our new Empress Lounge, and on our Wednesday nights it's set up very much like this. We're doing live jazz, we've got duos, trios, some of it's acoustic folk, some of it's jazz, so we're really mixing it up on Wednesdays. But this has become a really intimate area to have the Wednesday night shows. People are being more talkative and engaging, and it's just been a fun time. So if you get a chance to come out on a Wednesday, come check it out. Just a couple other quick things. We're trying to do more community events like this. I'm so happy that we can support the arts and open this up. We've got another program next month on May 24th. Jessica Brown's heading up. That's a suicide prevention program, and she's got, she'll be telling you more about that, I'm sure, so I'll let her go on that. We're also working with the county, Solano County. They're going to be doing a human trafficking stage play, very much like Alice in Wonderland. It's been going all around the Bay Area, and it's going to be stopping here on a Wednesday night in the theater. It's supposed to be a wonderful stage play and really kind of help people with awareness on what's going on there. So, like I said, we're really trying to build more community here and invite the community to be more part of the Empress Theater and to come out and see our shows. And hopefully, you know, the community coming out will engage them so that they'll check out the shows that are coming. And just a few quick notes on some shows. On Mother's Day, I've got Mimi Fox and Lenny Stern. She's Mike Stern's wife. They're two of the top female guitarists in the world. They're going to be coming here on May 12th and 13th. So there'll be a Sunday brunch on the 13th here where it'll just be the two of them doing a really intimate jazz duo, which is going to be phenomenal. It'll be a Sunday champagne brunch. So check that out. It's up on the website. And then the Saturday night, they're both playing with their trios. So it'll be more of a full band thing, but Mimi's doing a really interesting thing with a cello, a violinist, and herself, and she's going to be doing, I believe, the Sgt. Pepper's album jazz with that configuration with a cello, a violin, and her guitar. So it's going to be some amazing stuff, really worth coming and checking out. I won't say any more because there's tons more shows coming up. Just grab a calendar when you can, and thanks for coming out tonight, supporting Vallejo SOUP. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. So we will have many more thank yous to come. I want to give a shout out to our council members here tonight, Katie Meisner and Robert McConnell. Thank you for supporting us. And with that, I'd like to jump in. As y'all have probably read by now what soup is all about, I would like to start with why soup. Why Vallejo SOUP, here and now? My friends, it is no secret that there's plenty of injustice in the world. There's plenty of negativity. And as I was preparing to come here tonight, I checked next door, and I saw a post entitled, "You want to know what's wrong with Vallejo?" And I said, yes, exactly. So, while it is important for us to recognize injustice in the world, while it is important for us to be angry to be sad, to feel despair. It is also important for us to lift up what's going well in the world, what is going good in the world. This is the first piece of Why Soup. And I absolutely love Van Jones. He says, Martin Luther King Jr. isn't famous for a speech entitled, "I have a complaint." Right? There's plenty to complain about. But at some point, complaining, fighting, struggling against what's wrong with the world just leaves us tired, broken. Instead, our power comes from when we transform that anger, that sorrow, into something powerful, something creative, something constructive. And Sharif Abdullah, I'd like to paraphrase what he once said, and that is, if I want to create a world with the perfect soup, it does me no good, it does not serve me to go to the Campbell's Soup Factory and yell and complain and protest about how bad I think their soup is. Instead, I should find a recipe. I should start making soup myself. My friends, tonight, we're going to make some damn good soup together. So that's the why. Bringing positivity, lifting up projects that are happening in this community. Now for the what. We are going to have 4 presentations tonight. They're going to get 4 minutes each to pitch their projects. And then after each presentation, they're going to have up to 4 questions from the audience. Hopefully y'all won't take too long with the questions because we would like to get to dinner around 7:30. So it's up to you, and know that they will be available to answer your questions throughout dinner. Now, part of this process is not only discussing the projects, it's sharing resources with them, it's volunteering for them, it's connecting them to other folks in the community. So if you take a look at your ballots right now, you'll notice that there are colors coordinated with each of the titles. Now, on the sheet that says Vallejo SOUP projects, we had a little mishap with the printer. So go with the text version rather than the color itself, or look directly at the ballot. That'll guide you in the right direction. Now, on your table, there's also index cards. Those are so that you can put all those wonderful resources, put questions, put ideas, put your email, say, I want to help out. And we will collect those when we vote. We'll put them right into the box next to the ballot box, which says resources on it. So that our project presenters tonight will go home with something even more valuable than cash. They'll go home with a community that can support them. So, after that, we'll have dinner. You'll be able to discuss them and vote on them. And towards the end of dinner, we'll ask for a final call to get your ballots in. And then we'll have some artists present this evening. We have 2 artists. I just want y'all to take a look over here on the wall. We have 2 visual artists presenting tonight. And they'll have the opportunity to come up and tell a little bit about their work and make an ask as well. We'll also have the opportunity to thank our chefs who will come up and be given the opportunity to speak for a minute on anything. But we'll do that after we feed you so you're not hangry. All right, y'all. We're going to get started with our very first presenter. Dave, are you ready? Oh, my goodness, like a musician. All right, Dave. Mr. Alon is going to tell you when you have a minute left, and maybe another reminder, but you can jump right in. This is Better by Bicycling. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right.
Thank you all, and of course, thank you Vallejo SOUP. My name is David Belloff. I'm here representing Bike Vallejo. This is a group of active Vallejoans looking to make positive change here in town. Our purpose is to enhance our Vallejo community via bicycling. I got my first bicycle at age 4. My grandpa pulled it out of the dump, painted it red, and gave it to me for Christmas. I didn't know any better until years later. I biked the neighborhood to the store, delivered photos for my mother, and tried to keep up with my brothers during 2 a.m. paper routes. Last night while shopping, I came across this, a squirt, and it reminded me how when I was a 5-year-old, my eldest brother used to borrow my bicycle with the condition that he would buy me one of these in exchange for the 2-block trip to 7-Eleven. I adored him, I adored the squirt, and that bicycle. So many stories of running away, child protective services, financial independence, dogs, roosters, the bugler, newspapers, salt marshes, redwood trees, jumps, childhood crushes, brothers and sisters, dad, and of course grandpa. Heartache, fear, exhilaration. Please tell your stories. Close your eyes and think of that time when you had a bicycle, or the one you wish you had, and how that changed your life, created your joy, or sealed your fate. This is but one of many projects that we have initiated through Vallejo, that is Bike Vallejo. Our goal is to partner with groups and individuals doing good here in Vallejo. We call this project Better by Bicycling. We are offering free bicycle repairs and education for youth. Bike Vallejo, partnering with other organizations, will be providing free bicycle education workshops, including teaching basic bicycle maintenance and repair, riding tips, laws, parts and accessories, giveaways, etc. We'll use quality bicycle tools, parts, and repair stand that are generously donated by Philip Harvey. Additional tools, parts, and supplies have been already donated by residents and Bike Vallejo members. Please take a look at the table there. You'll see some of them next to that table. We strongly believe this will benefit our Vallejo community. By overcoming common barriers to bicycling, our disadvantaged youth will ride to better health, independence, confidence, and perhaps most importantly, to fun. Providing bicycle education and repair classes and clinics to Vallejo citizens will benefit all. The benefits of bicycling are well understood. Less traffic, congestion, better air quality, less reliance on fossil fuels, better transportation costs, and happier citizens. This project is but one of many in the overall Vallejo bike plan. A critical component, no doubt, but it's just the beginning. We will purchase bicycle tires, tubes, cables, patch kits, and other miscellaneous parts. This is a continuous project, but the majority of the money will be spent by the end of this summer. Our overhead is 0. Please raise your hand if you had a bicycle as a child, if a bicycle made a difference in your young life. If you wished for a bicycle but had none, can you say, yes, a bicycle has changed my life? Yes. So what are we selling? Hope. We are selling hope. What is this hope? It is confidence, it is knowledge, it is independence via community, it is strength of character and body with fitness, it is purpose by productivity. Dreams that become a vision that is real. Children and adults that serve them gain confidence to proceed through hardships with integrity. This is our hope. This is achievable. Together, we will. Thank you very much.
All right, y'all. We will take questions, 4 questions from the audience now. I'll let Dave answer them. And if you have resources you're thinking about, I believe it is the green card. You should be writing those down now. Thank you.
Before anybody raises their hand, I'll answer some of the questions. Yes, the bicycle repair stand and the bike repair kit were donated by a local citizen who passed away 4 days after donating them to us. So we put a little memorial on those stands to him. You read about him on his Facebook page. It's a public page, so take a look. Any questions? Yes?
Maybe you mentioned it and I didn't hear it, but how do you do your outreach? How do you match up with kids?
Right. We just started, officially organized. We have done a few things already through Visions of the Wild in the past, doing rides on the inaugural Visions of the Wild. We supported a bicycle tour. We've done some rides downtown during the art walk, which we did through Nextdoor. We advertised there. We've advertised in a few other places on Facebook page, which needs to be restated because they don't believe my name is Bike or my last name is Vallejo. So I have to work on that. So Facebook people, please raise your hand if you need help there. Yesterday I was fingerprinted, and other members of our group are being fingerprinted to go work in the schools. We have a contact at Franklin Middle School, and they have 10 bicycles that they would love to have us come out and help teach and demonstrate, etc., etc. And then, for those of you who don't know this, the City of Vallejo, through the GVRD, is going to be installing bicycle repair stands throughout the city on city property, up to 8 of them. So, yes, thank you, council members, for voting for PB. With those, we're planning on going to demonstrate the use of those as well as through the grand openings. And then May 5th, we are also going to be downtown here offering free bike repairs, etc. And so those are all just some of the many ways. We do have a website that is almost up, and it's called bikevallejo.org. We're still working on it. Any other questions? Yes?
Do you have a sense for how many of the millennials versus adults versus seniors kind of participate in this program?
Right. Our goal is to promote primarily to the youth. With that being said, I would love to get together with everybody in here who's working with the homeless as well. Honestly, the adults who are not in need, disadvantaged, homeless, I'm going to put at a lower priority, and I'm going to put the youth at the higher priority as far as we're concerned. But yes, we're more than happy to help again.
Are you going to do anything that you've taught them how to repair a bike, get on a bike? Are you doing anything that is going to give parents information about safe areas to ride, or participating in the biking groups around town? Might be taking a ride in groups.
Right. I would like to participate and join together with Safe Routes to School. Solano Transportation Authority organizes this in conjunction with the school district. And through them, I would like to help promote more rides. Then additionally, just simply as Bike Vallejo, yes, we'll encourage parents and children to come down. With that in mind, Benicia Bike Club, they are very active, in conjunction with Safe Routes to School and the STA, held just in last October a bicycle rodeo where that's exactly was their purpose. Their purpose was to get the parents to bring the children, to get the parents on the bicycle, because we all know that children love bikes. I mean, that kind of goes, there's very few that don't. So the idea was to get the parents comfortable with their children riding bicycles, and that is part of our goal. We have a campaign to help with that we have written down and have yet to implement. One more? Go ahead.
If someone wants to help out and join Bike Vallejo, what do they do?
You may email bikevallejo at bikevallejo@gmail.com. Pretty simple. And our website is bikevallejo.org. The website is not really active yet, so don't bother with it yet. Just email at bikevallejo@gmail.com. Thank you all very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Dave. Take a moment and write down any ideas, resources, questions that you might have for Dave, and feel free to find him. He'll be moving around during dinner as well to find you. Next up, we have Mental Health Day with Jessica Brown. Come on up, Jess.
Empress and Vallejo SOUP and everyone that's a part of this, thank you for allowing me to be a part of this first gathering. This is amazing. So what I'm producing is Mental Health Day. It is scheduled to take place here May 24th, and It's supposed to be a community event. It's supposed to feature different artists, performers, advocates, even people in the city office, anybody that is against bullying, anybody that is for a safe environment for everyone, the community. This is what the event is for. I don't know if you follow different social media sites like Vallejo Happenings. Since I started this event, I've seen 2 postings that were really alarming about they needing somebody to communicate with because they were just really on edge and really ready to go to that next level. And so, with that being said, this event is not supposed to take place of anything that's currently in place or any activity that anybody already initiates. This is just one more creative way for us to get our community engaged and active in vocalizing what it is that they are experiencing out there in the streets. Also, since I started planning this, there was I was able to go to a Vallejo High School and do just a small talk with the drama club, and in that experience, I got to see clearly that there is bullying happening within the schools, and as I was exiting the school, I did witness an assault. And so there are stuff that we are addressing, but there's more opportunities, and I'm hoping that with this Mental Health Day, we can help to address all of those sensitive topics that people are ready to talk about. When I talk to them about this Mental Health Day, they just open up and just are just words, just not words, but just so much. They get a sense of relief being able to communicate because for so long people are telling them to be quiet. And so that's what this event is for. There will be time in the event for people to take the mic and to be able to say what it is that is happening, and then hopefully the community, because there is still room for vendor spaces for you to join in. How do you create a safe environment in Vallejo? Are you a painter? Are you an artist? Are you a sculptor? Are you a writer? Are you a musician? Are you a dancer? Are you a community activist who goes out into the world and does amazing things? These people need to communicate with you. They need to know where you are, who you are, and how to get in touch with you. And then one of the best questions I got asked while planning this is, what happens after this? If we want, I emailed 75 different people that I thought were proactive within the community. This can keep on going. And as part of, okay. And so, also, what I'm really hoping is to get community support with a film that is in production. It is supposed to screen May 24th after the May event, but there is a dinner that I would love to host in between for the speakers and the cast and crew, and that is what I'm requesting the funds for. Thank you.
We got some questions, Jeff. Go ahead, 4 questions, y'all.
Darcy, I saw you first.
If you could say more about the dinner.
The dinner? Sure. So with the dinner, the hope was the funds would be utilized to rent the old bank building across the street. And the vision is that because there is about a 2-hour gap between the daytime event and the Empress Film Club, during that time at the old bank building, there would be a sit-down dinner for all of the people that participated during the day, and then also for the film cast and crew, and then everyone and a guest. Okay, so I just said the capacity is 120, I believe. And so that is what the funding would be for, and then hopefully, because that time during 5 to 7 is during daylight, that is a great opportunity for the local organizations or local streets, local businesses to be open, and the community can stop in through the shops, and the people that are participating in the events, like Vallejo Happenings, there's 21,000 people in that group. So just imagine if half of those people actually participated in this event. If they were just walking down the street, just passing through, seeing who's around, and so that's what the dinner is. It's a reward for those participating, and then it's also an enticement for people to kind of venture out into Vallejo and see what's around.
I guess I'm just not clear on, okay, it's a mental health day, and so you want to have an event with vendors, artists, entertainers, but my question is, okay, how is this going to help people with the mental issues? Is the plan to get people with mental issues or bullying or whatever it is to speak out about what's going on in their lives, or is the plan to try to get help for these people?
That's a good question. So the hope is that people feel comfortable speaking out. My theory is that if we each actively took 5 minutes to actively listen to somebody who's struggling, just listening, not talking or engaging, just that will help them to feel secure. And so if we give them the space, let them know that it is a safe place for them to vocalize, just like at home or in the school or in the library, in the streets, this is what I experience. What should I? And then at the end of the day, after they hear the different, there's room for 15 vendors to present. And so hopefully those 15 vendors will bring information about what they do. And so at the end of the event, the people that actually participate, they'll leave at the end of the event with 15 different ways of addressing ways that they could be triggered. I hope that helps.
Where will your day event take place?
It's May 24th.
Where?
Right here at the Empress Theater.
Jessica, what's the name of your movie and who's producing it and what's it about?
Sure. The movie is called Put It Down. It's a play on words, kind of, and I don't want to give away this movie too much, but it's a film that I'm producing, and I am welcoming anybody from the community to join in on producing it. It's about two high school children, two boys. They are actively bullied in the home and in the school, and it plays out through about an hour and a half of time, and in that time you see the students finally be able to confront their parents with what they're struggling with. It's not just the parents, but a school counselor. And within that, the theme of it is we could essentially save the world just by taking 5 minutes to actively listen.
Again, take a moment and write down any resources. I believe it is the yellow card. Resources, ideas, questions to follow up with Jessica. Next up, we have Terry. Are you ready, Terry?
Yeah, sure.
All right, let me get you a chair.
That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, and I prefer to not use a mic. And the reason I prefer to not use a mic is I'm a professional actor. I've worked in most of the professional theaters throughout the San Francisco Bay Area for years. I've been an actor for 50 years, and I teach. Now, I realized when I was very young that I like to teach, that I like to see the light go on. You know what I mean? I like to see a child or anybody that's trying to figure something out, and all of a sudden they go, oh wow, that's it? And when you think about theater, theater is a very simple project. It's a very simple thing to do. One, we have to be loud enough so you can hear us. One, we have to be seen so you can see us. Because how many times have you seen a play where you can't really tell us talking? Okay? And also, we need to listen and respond. Okay, now I'm a professional actor and I teach youth theater, but I teach with the professional ethic. And that ethic is that you come to rehearsal prepared, You come ready to work. You come learning your lines. And you come to support everybody else. First, 1 minute, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And when you're there, that's what you do. You support each other. And that kind of background, that kind of support is everything for a young child. Now, and so I really want to talk about what youth theater does for folks. Because the language, the ability to work together, the getting rid of their own ego and being a part of a group is all what we do. You know, so I teach that professional ethic. But I swear to you, I do not want anybody to ever try to become a professional. I swear to you, I have parents that hate me because kids have tried it. But what it does do is it gives them the ability to communicate. It gives them the ability to stand up in front of people and express themselves. Look at the kids down at Park Hunt. Those are theater kids. Those are my kind of people. Sorry, but as an actor, I'm supposed to let things out. Okay, so the programs that we're doing build that. We have some stepping stones that we have. We're going to start with teaching kids how to audition because they don't know how to get past that first step into getting one. We're also starting a reading program where we're going to be doing storytelling. This will be every Saturday morning for parents who want to drop their kids off between 10 and 11 o'clock and have stories ready. Now we're going to be looking at a youth-to-youth approach, strictly a youth approach, because that's what makes the difference. When young people see other young people performing and doing that, they think that they can do it. Isn't that stupid? So we're starting this program. We want to podcast it for kids that are homebound. We want to make sure that kids get a chance to see it and see other kids performing for each other. Okay, we're doing an audition program, as I said. We're also doing a video program. We're going to get kind of kids with camcorders. Go out and ask, we're getting kids together to go out and ask other kids, what do you think of Vallejo? 3. Thank you. What is Vallejo 3? That's 3, really? What does Vallejo mean to you? So those are the things we're starting with. And then we're continuing with a student-written program, which allows kids to have their voice. We did this before with a program called Walking a Thin Line, where we reached thousands and thousands of kids with a program that talks to them about how they feel. We made it all comedic because we figured a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. Too many people were told that you smoke cigarettes, you're bad. No, we made it funny. We had Popeye on drugs. We did those sorts of things. And it performed for thousands and thousands. Every kid in Lake County, every kid in Solano County, every kid in Mendocino and Humboldt County saw this show. Okay, so that's what we're about. Now, the money that we would get from this would go toward keeping the company alive. We need a space. If you ain't got a space and you're working with kids, that sucks. It's awful. So that's what we need. We need help with our everyday. Pardon? Time's up. Thank you very much.
Very good, Joe. We'll take 4 questions.
Sorry. Yes. Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
What kind of space are you looking for?
Well, we have a space. And that's the reason that I haven't been doing things. I'm retired, so I kind of don't have to get paid. You know, but I love theater. I just love it. I'm the kind of guy that goes to watch a play, or I've been in plays I've been in a lot of plays that perform more than 50 performances at a time. Okay, they're stock shows, they're doing, and what's weird about me is that I'll watch somebody do the same scene 50 times and I'll still laugh at it. Because it's funny. Because those actors have a craft. And we need to support that craft. Somebody once said that science defines us, art helps to explain us. You know, so I listen to the programs and the projects that you guys have got here, and I think that, wow, those are really great projects. I used to be a bicycle mechanic. It's what got me started. An SW Schwind hub. You know what that is. Okay, I can rebuild one. Now, that's probably pretty, you know, difficult for most of you, but you know, there's a 3-speed hub. Well, anyway, shit. So that's it for me. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Have you ever considered working with the Myra Theater Guild? Myra Theater Guild?
But the problem that I've had working with other people is they don't think I know how to teach theater.
Well,
Seriously, they look at my programs as like, what do you mean, Terry? You just want them to get really loud? and you want to teach them where to go, you want to teach them that. So most people look at me as a teacher thinking, you're nuts.
Well,
You're kind of nuts, but basically, yes ma'am.
It's a great space, and I don't think the people that are running it, I don't think you would find them that. I think they're very accepting.
Honestly, I worked years ago with Dolly Nunn. And well, I know she's not there again, but bless her heart, she bought that space. Bless her heart, she did it, put it together. But Dolly always thought I was too progressive for her program. so no, I haven't, but but it's not that I'm not interested in doing it. I believe that youth theater helps everyone. I mean, youth theater gets kids off the street, it gives them a project, it gives them purpose, and then young kids come and see it, and they look at it and go, well, maybe I can do that too. Maybe I can do that. And they're always, and I get type A kids. I get the kids that are type A, that are just looking for something to do. And if they find theater, they realize that every particular project we do is totally different. Every character you play is totally different than the other character. There are no two people that are alike. Yes, sir.
Wait, so you sort of focused on what you're doing, but
right.
What's your support? In other words,
my support right now is a small group of people that are trying to keep the place alive. That's what we're doing. We're trying to, that's where the money's going to go. The money will go toward trying to keep this space open so that these kids know that they have a steady spot that they can go. And that we can develop from the storytelling things into the Shakespeare we're doing this summer, into the plays we're doing in the fall, because there needs to be building blocks. You can't start doing this unless you teach kids some basics about theater. Sir?
Logistically, where is your space going to be?
It's at 1405, it's at 1405 Georgia Street.
Thank you.
And it's a space that I've been looking for a long time, because it's like without the space, you can't guarantee people that it's going to be there. And you have to be able to build up the trust of the folks you're dealing with, particularly parents. I mean, it's easy to get kids involved because when you get kids in an acting program and you make them better, all of a sudden they love you. I mean, that's easy for me because my whole project, my whole thing of looking at theater is it's got to be loud enough. And let's face it, I'm this loud, right? You have to look at me. When a child decides on stage that they're going to be that loud, how many of you are willing to stand up here right now and be that loud to be seen? Come on! It's a frightening space! And to watch kids have fun there, wow. Wow, for me as a professional, I just love it. I had a student that we did a little shop of horrors. And one of the gals in it every night, okay, and I saw her do this for weeks. I saw her do the same thing. She sang this song called A Place Where It's Green. And she sang it every night and made me cry. Not because she was one of my students, but because she nailed it. And I'm a professional. I work at ACT, I work at other places. She nailed it. And to watch kids have that much confidence, just drive me, it's what we should be doing. 1980, there was an article in the paper saying that we should give this all away. We should not charge kids for this. This should be what we as Vallejo do to make ourselves special. Is make sure that every child can be involved. And your program, damn, that's a good program. Damn, that's good. I mean, I
Thank you, Terry. Take a moment, write down more questions, as well as ideas and resources as well. Thank you, Terry.
Thank you.
The conversation just begins here, folks, so lots more time. We're doing pretty well, and we have one more awesome project to welcome up. Stacy, come on up and introduce Team Hope.
I don't know if I can follow that. Y'all hear me? I don't know if I can follow all that, but I'll try.
Can I help?
Give me some pointers there, Terry. Okay. So, I'm Stacy, and I'm here with a group of people. We are Team Hope.
Team stands for Together Everyone Achieves More, so Together Everyone Achieves More, HOPE. And we are a fairly new 501c3 nonprofit organization. We just organized in January of last year. However, we've been doing this not as a nonprofit for several years now. Our purpose with Team Hope is to help the Vallejo's homeless communities and their underprivileged families. So we do that by raising funds, and our funds are raised through car shows. Classic, modern muscle, all car types are accepted in our shows. We hold the one here in Vallejo in June, right on Georgia Street. Have anybody gone to our shows in the last? Yeah. Perfect. So last year we had about 450 cars enter our show. And this year we're expecting about 550 cars. So yes, bring your car out. It's a perfect day. You get to see all sorts of nice cars and get ideas. And like I said, we have as old as the 30s on up to brand new cars that come here. All the funds that we raise go back to the communities. We fund the Shop with a Cop. We started that 2 years ago with Target and Vallejo Police Department. We also get help with the Executive Lions. So we started that program. We got Target involved, and basically the police department reached out to the elementary schools here in Vallejo, talked with the principals, and got names of the children that were underprivileged, didn't have as much as other kids do, might be homeless, what have you. Those children were invited and their families to come to Target one day in December. We were able to give them $125, and the police department brought all their staff out, and they got to go shop around the store with a Target store employee and a police officer. And they had lists of gifts they were getting for their mom, their dad, their siblings, themselves, of course. And then we would wrap the gifts for them. They'd come to the back with their carts full of items. We wrap their gifts for them, let them do the tags and what have you. That was the most rewarding thing I'd done in a long time when we started that 2 years ago. Just seeing their faces, and they're just so excited that they're going to be able to give their mom the sweater she wanted, So we also feed the homeless throughout Vallejo with bag lunches. Every now and then we'll gather food, get a bag lunch together, just go drive around Vallejo, find some homeless people hanging around, and give them a bag lunch. I know it's not much, and I know it's only one day, but it's a nice healthy meal that they're getting for that day. We also have where we feed them, we come to a spot and bring a bunch of food and have them congregate there and have a nice meal. In addition to that, we provide hygiene items, blankets, sleeping bags, gloves, hats, socks, jackets, tents. We get all that, we try to get it all donated. That's where we can we could use your help, is to get us more of those items so that we can get those items out to the people that really need them. We're also able to participate with those items in what the Vallejo had a Trunkin' Christmas last year. They held it in the old Food for Less parking lot. And we came out with our cars, all sorts of cars. We opened up our trunks, we decorated them, and families that needed items came, and there were lots of people handing out different things, food items, hygiene items. It was really impressive. Time's up. How many times did you tell me that?
Thank you, Stacy. We'll take 4 questions.
Do you have a facility where people come to eat?
We don't. I mean, that's a long-term goal for us, is to have somewhere where the homeless can come. But at this point, we just park. We just go somewhere and we park and have people come out.
So you just provide like tables and garbage cans and that kind of thing so that they can come and eat?
Yeah.
have you been in contact with the city council to ask about Measure C, the old Measure C money, the money that we got from the dispensary?
No.
Now, Measure B was highly touted by the city of Vallejo because they had every penny and they knew exactly where it went. Right now, we're getting tax money from dispensaries, and there ought to be that same accountability. And these types of programs need to be covered by the city. We need to be dealing with homeless when we be dealing with that, and we need to be talking to the city council about that. Have you talked to the city council about something like that?
No, I haven't.
Well, you know, we have a team here who is running for city council, so you may want to talk to them. Okay?
Thank you. He took part of my question. So I just want to compliment you on bringing to focus the most humanitarian need in the city. Sometimes I heard at the city planning workshop someone mentioning that they are embarrassed about A and embarrassed about B, which were two other different priorities. And I just went back behind the scene and asked the same person, how can you be embarrassed about that when that is not as bad as what you see every day in front of City Hall and City Step, mayor after mayor, decade after decade. And so thank you for bringing focus. And on that note, what you recommended, I would say, come to City Council every month for a whole year and give the same presentation and see the impact on the city staff and City Council.
Okay, thank you.
It's a great idea.
In the back.
Sort of two questions. One is, do you currently coordinate with other homeless organizations like Vallejo together to kind of ascertain what greatest need is? And two, what does it mean predominantly require funding for the putting on the events to draw people or to actually provide the lunches that you distribute?
All of the above. We need supplies to put on the car shows, paper supplies. Actually, we have raffle items. You know, we have raffle giveaways, and we like to draw in big or interesting raffle prizes to sell the tickets. So if that can be a way that you can help us. The funds would go towards purchasing either the hygiene products, if we can't get them donated to us, or any of the other giveaways that we provide, or food items to provide, boxes of oranges or paper products, individually wrapped products to give away.
And the coordination with other.
We haven't. Again, we're fairly new. We're trying to find our way, and how do we do this? How do we help each other, help all the people that need help, and how do we find them? And, so we would love any help that we can get.
What you're doing is great.
Thank you. Yeah.
Where do you get the majority of your money currently? How is it
From the car show. So the cars that come to our show pay a registration fee, and that's mainly where we're getting our funds, and then people just donating, for the cause of people that know us. Can I take one more?
Sure.
Sure.
Do you have
You let Terry talk forever.
I'm so loud you can't shut me up.
Do you have a central identified location to store items when people do want to donate stuff that, like drop-off point, if you want to give to your organization, I bought 20 toothbrushes, I would like to drop them off, where would I take that?
Yeah, we don't have a storage facility right now. We would love to be able to obtain something like that, or have it given to us. But yeah, it's basically in our backyards, or in our our sheds at home. Okay.
Thank you, Stacy. Let's give one more big round of applause for all these wonderful projects. So y'all, it was pretty incredible because these weren't the only 4 that applied. We had 12 amazing projects apply this time around, and it absolutely blew me away. So we will have many more to come. We're getting close to dinner, so I'm gonna check with our food folks. How we looking? Good. That is good. Are y'all feeling hungry?
Yeah.
All right. Before we go to dinner, I would love to get Nicole Hodge up here, if she's available. Nicole. She might be putting the food together right now. Nicole is with League of Chefs. She has been incredible in helping us coordinate this event, making sure that the food is hot. She's just a few doors down. And I don't think we had any idea how to coordinate food, so she's been such a huge help. So we'll have her come up later if she's not available right now. But if we're ready to eat, we're ready to eat.
Yeah.
All right, so here's how it's going to work. We're going to try to be orderly. If you look at that paper that has all of our projects on it, you'll find a number at the top. When you found that number, go ahead and look at me so I can see that you know what I'm talking about. All right, awesome. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with the low numbers. And if you don't have a number or don't know, kind of follow what people are doing around you. We're going to start from the back of the room. So I would like the tables 1, 2, and 3 to go get their food. And then when they come back, we'll get the next round. Is there a question? Oh, that is great. Do you want to come up right now and tell? All right. We have participatory budgeting here tonight. Yes. And Flora is going to introduce PB and tell you what she's doing back there at the table.
Hello, thank you very much for having us here tonight. So I am here with participatory budgeting. So, as residents of Vallejo, you have a say in how our sales tax dollars are spent. Over the past 4 cycles, you have voted for 29 projects totaling $7.6 million. So this year we've had thousands of ideas contributed by community members like yourself, and volunteers from the community have whittled them down to 10 ideas, in other words, 10 projects. You get to vote on these projects. So I am giving you the opportunity tonight to vote over there at that table. I have the sample ballot on hand, or you can even vote from the comfort of your phone or your home at www.pbvallejo.org. You will select 2 projects out of the 10. Thank you very much, and if you do not have a sample ballot, raise your hand and I will give you a sample ballot.
Thank you, Flora. Y'all, the voting is now open. Although I do encourage you, you'll see there's a big ballot box for PB. That's for PB. If you put your ballots in there, we'll find them. But there's also another box closer to Anna. Anna, wave at us. Anna will point you to the box where you'll be putting your ballots from here tonight. And next to it is a box that says resources. And you'll put your cards, which we'll collect and give to our participants as well. I encourage you, before you vote, to find someone and discuss the projects. Find someone that agrees with you and find someone that disagrees with you. This is a great opportunity to practice democracy, to practice discussion, and to learn about each other. So I encourage you to mingle, meet your neighbors, learn about what they think about our community, what's most important to them. Get to know each other. All right. How's tables 1 through 3 doing? They're getting food. All right. I'll let you know when the next tables are going back. Feel free to talk. Enjoy yourselves.
We're trying to figure it out.
Thank you again, Kevin. And thank you, Dallas. You are just wonderful. I'd like y'all to bring your attention back to me. I know that's kind of an odd request, but here I am. Y'all in the back, come on over. We have a little bit more programming before we jam out at 8:30. But I'd like to give our chefs the opportunity to come up and say what they would like to say for 60 seconds. They provided such a wonderful meal. I hope y'all got enough to eat. And I would like to honor them for that contribution. Before we do that though, I just want to alert you that if you haven't had the opportunity to give a donation, not that you need to, Anna is in the back. Anna's waving at us. If you'd like to drop a few extra dollars in because you found our project so amazing, between now and 8:30 would be a good time to do that. So, chefs, if you have something to say, come on up. Oh, that's another good one. Ballots. Ballots go back. Anna, can you point to the ballot box for us? Everyone turn your heads, look at Anna. She's pointing at the ballot box. Please get your ballots in by 8:30. All right. Calling all chefs who have something to say. Come on up here and join me. Yes, I'll do it. Calling all chefs who have something wonderful to share with the community. Let's get all y'all up here so we can do this in rapid succession. Come on around over here. You guys can use this nice luxury seating that we have over here as well. The VIP seating. All right.
Hi, my name is Lisa Nunez Hancock, and for the past year I have been teaching free, healthy, and cooking classes and nutrition classes in partnership with Sustainable Solano and the JFK Library here in Vallejo. And we've been really fortunate because we have had 30 participants at most of our classes, and we also have a conscious eating book group that meets every 4 months. And what I would love to do, my program is called You Are What You Eat, and I would love to expand it to children and youth. And so if anyone has any contacts with after-school programs or the schools, please let me know. I made the Tuscan white bean and kale soup tonight, and I have recipe booklets if anybody wants any. Thank you.
Thank you. I am with LAM, stands for Life Abortion Alternative Ministries, and we have been in existence as a nonprofit since 1984. So I'm here to inform you that LAM provides free of charge to mothers and their infants, older children, and toys for the older children along with clothing at no cost. Now, I'm here to ask for your time. We are open 3 days a week for 3 hours. If you give your time, we will be able to open longer. Secondly, I'm asking for your talent. Once you know about us, and I have business cards in the back with LAM, advertise. Let other people know that we are in existence and we provide everything free of charge. Finally, if time and talent is not your interest, I'm also here for your treasure. Model donations, you can give us checks, you can give us cash, you can take our card in the back and mail us something. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for being here tonight and listening to all the amazing presentations. But basically I just wanted to extend that if you need any more information about the film that's being produced, I do have the budget that's on hand, and then it's a working budget. I want to give a shout out to Digital Copy for providing the scripts for the cast read, and then also to the Hub for hosting the first table read for the cast. And then if anybody that in the community wants to be on the set when the shoot starts, we will be in the high school April 15th, and then a few house locations after that. And then anybody's welcome to be on the set. Of course, there's no talking, but you're all welcome to be there, part of the experience.
Hi everyone, I'm Kay Fennell, Director of New Pacific Studio. I provided a couscous salad. This summer, New Pacific Studio is resuming artist residencies. We live in a historic 1856 house that was built by a buddy of General Vallejo. And I'm currently compiling 6 tourist itineraries, attracting tourists, persuading them to come by ferry to San Francisco, from San Francisco, and discover old and new Vallejo and Mare Island. One of the itineraries will be a youth programs. These programs will run between June and August, and I look forward to hearing from you about what we should add to these 6 itineraries. Thank you.
Hi everybody, I'm Steve Dunsky. I wear a bunch of hats in this town, one of which is not a chef's hat, but I did make the lentil salad, so yeah, thank you very much. There's a fellow in Berkeley who's a world-class guitar maker who's looking for 500 square feet of studio space with 220 power, and he makes a little noise. So if somebody knows where that might exist in Vallejo, we're trying to bring everybody to Vallejo. So please let me know. 2 quick things. One of my hats is I run the Empress Theater Film Program. We've got 3 amazing programs coming up next week. We're doing a preview of our Wild and Scenic program on April 12th. Got a great speaker, John DeGraff, with his new film called Redefining Prosperity, about how the city of Nevada City transformed itself. And then we have the Silent Film Festival, our first annual Silent Film Festival coming up in May, and then another program related to the Wild and Scenic films in May as well. And then the Wild and Scenic the Visions of the Wild Festival is coming back again in September for our 5th year, and we hope to see you all there. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Gay Calhoun. I am the volunteer coordinator here at the Empress, and I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say that I brought something. I didn't, but I did serve the tomato bisque very well. But anyway, I want to put a plug in for more volunteers for the Empress. We are the jewel, I believe, of downtown Vallejo, or we're trying to become that centerpiece, and we need all the help that we can get from volunteers. And we would appreciate it so much if you send in an interest card. I'll be the person contacting you. And we welcome you and thank you for coming to the Empress this evening.
Hi, I'm Chris. I made the spicy kebabs. Anybody that got those? I do not live in Vallejo, but I am a proud member of the Vallejo Napa Smith Mug Club. I do like walking around this town, and one thing I always believe in is beautification. And the alarming amount of trash and debris is always distressing. I think if everybody here took the time 1 day a week and just picked up around your neighborhood, I think the place would be better. Statistically speaking, if there isn't much trash in the area, people are less inclined to litter. And so get a nice walk, pick up a little trash, make your neighborhood nice.
I'm not a chef. I just cut up some fruit. So, sorry. Anyway, I get a minute or so. This is totally different. I think I've struggled in my time, and there are things that are hard to buy when you don't have much money. So for all the ladies, I encourage you, if you buy tampons or if you ever did, when you buy a box, you buy a second box, give it to her. Buy socks. People are homeless need socks, they need tampons. Let's give back.
My name is Mary Olson, and I made the citrus glazed chicken and the scallop potatoes. Thanks, Mom. So I'm here with Bike Vallejo, and I want to say that a city that is friendly for bicycles and safe for bicycles is a better place for everyone. It's a better place for walkers and hikers. And one of the things that we want to do at Bike Vallejo is help Vallejo become a bike-friendly city with signs up that help people realize that there are bikers out there and you need to slow down and you need to give them 3 feet, and we need more bike lanes so kids can ride their bikes to school and other people can ride their bikes around town. It's great exercise. And one of the subgroups I'm hoping to start in Bike Vallejo is old ladies on bikes. And I just want to say, biking is for everybody. And you don't have to be skinny and fit in one of those little Lycra outfits to ride a bicycle. Anybody can get on a bike. And this wonderful bike shop we have here, Leonardo's, has bikes for people that you wouldn't normally see on a bike. You just step over the bike, has a big, soft, comfortable seat for irregular sized butts like mine. And biking's for everybody, so please support Bike Vallejo and please come and join us and make our city bike trails comfortable and usable for everybody, bikers and walkers.
Any other brave souls? Yes, indeed.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Izzy Drumgooley, and I just want to thank Richard and his whole team of everybody who put this together. I think this was a beautiful event. And then also, I made the trip to Safeway to get the soup that was heated up so lovely, so it was a team effort. But I just wanted to say that the space that Mr. Rucker, Terry Rucker, is speaking of is a space that is a creatives co-op. It's a private space that we just got, and it's at 1405 Georgia Street. We're calling it Studio 1405. And it's not only going to be a space that we're going to build up the youth stage company, but we're also going to build up other events and activities that are all going to benefit Vallejo. And Terry keeps saying, like, we need to partner with the people who are here tonight because what they're talking about is beautiful. So I actually want to propose that we host one of the soups that are coming up there, so everybody can see the space. And definitely, the flyer has the address on it for the story time that's starting on Cinco de Mayo, May 5th. And if you know any youth that can, read to younger children or that want to come and be read to, please email onepeopletribe@gmail.com and we'll make it happen. So, thank you.
All right. We have some other amazing artists that y'all have been looking at tonight over here. I'd like to welcome them up to talk about their works, describe it a little bit, and make an ask of the community for their future projects. Stephanie, would you like to come up first? Awesome.
Hi everyone, thank you. My name is Stephanie Small. You can see my art up there if you like. Some of you know me from around town. I used to work at Psychic Reality. For those of you who don't know me, I'm an artist who's been in Napa, Vallejo, and the surrounding area. I like fantasy stuff. You can see a lot of animals, a lot of magic. That's my thing. I also do acting part-time. I run a local acting group and some other things. I try to stay involved in the community. If you're interested in staying involved with us, doing some paintings, maybe meeting other people of like mind, you can come give me your information and I can get you in touch. Thanks. Have a great day.
Thank you, Stephanie. Cheryl, would you like to come up now?
Hi, I'm Cheryl Okrasa, and I live in American Canyon, although I lived in Vallejo for a long time. I'm working on a conceptual body of work. One of my pieces is right there. It's called 45 Lies. Another piece that I'm working with that I wanted to tell you about tonight is around the Me Too movement, and it's utilizing your old lipstick. Right? Is that crazy? I need 840 pieces of lipstick, and I currently have 460 pieces of lipstick, right? All right, so I have a container at the front desk if you'd like to drop off the lipstick that's in your purse, because if it's a year old, it's rancid. You shouldn't be putting it on your lips. Those oils in there do go bad. Also, I've got some postcards you can pick up there. If you didn't bring any lipstick with you, but you're sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, I have like 25 different lipsticks in my makeup drawer, and they're all rancid. That's disgusting. Then you can drop them. There's several places you can drop them off. You can drop them off at the Hub, which is on the corner of Marin and Georgia. You can also take them to Moschetti's on a Saturday morning and drop them off in the cashier box, you know, where she has all the coffee and all the wonderful stuff that you can buy. Also, I might be there. I'll be there tomorrow. I'll be there Saturday morning. You can also take them to the Fairfield Visual Arts Association. They have two malls, one at the Lawler House Gallery in Sassoon and one at the Fairfield Mall on the second story over near the AT&T store. So a little bit about my piece. It's around the Me Too movement, because in October, when the Me Too movement went viral, it had been in existence for a long time. Tarana Burke, back in 2006, coined the phrase Me Too, and she really did it to bring attention to and to help women of color and children of color who had been sexually abused and were survivors of that. In this last October, it went viral when we found out that Hollywood moguls had been called out for their sexual improprieties and sexual harassment, and it has continued to go viral. I really felt really called to do a piece around the Me Too movement and give a place where it could validate that experience for someone who maybe didn't want to speak out on their own, or to put it out there on Facebook that they were part of the Me Too movement. And I started thinking about, you know, what could I use that symbolizes groups of women who have been sexually abused or inappropriately addressed in any way that has felt that made them feel uncomfortable. Makeup. It's personal, it's feminine, it's something that we all use, we don't want to share with other people, and it's very particular and very singularity of it, how we choose it, the color we choose, the brand we choose, how we wear it, when we wear it, and why we wear it. So really what exemplified all that for me was lipstick. It is probably the most mystique-driven piece of makeup in your makeup drawer, right? It's been used in pop cultural references, in literature references. For years, there's been a mystique built around it. So what will my piece look like? And I know I'm running out of time. What will my piece look like? Each one of these lipsticks tubes will be presented on a piece of work. I can't use gloss because it doesn't work, because what I'm doing is I'm taking the lipstick, opening them up, dipping them in epoxy, and solidifying them in their state of wear. So if you have a lipstick that even you've dug down into just to get the very last drop, because that brand does not make that color anymore, I want that tube of lipstick, right? If you have some that, you know, I bought it, but it just didn't work with my chemistry, it started looking blue or orange on my face, and I didn't like it, I want that lipstick. I can use that too. So I'll take your lipstick in any state of wear. I'll dip it in epoxy and put it on an art piece. When will you be able to see this art piece? During the month of October, I have rented a gallery space in Crockett, California, and if somebody has a gallery and wants to give me another home for the piece, I'll bring it out to Vallejo. During the entire month of October, I'll have a show over there with a lot of other socially reactive pieces, because you know the political climate and all, right? So There'll be about 8 to 10 different pieces in this show. The show will be called Hashtag, and it'll be on view during the entire month of October in the Crockett Art Space out near the CNH Sugar Plant. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to our artists. Art is an important part of soup culture. Actually, in Detroit, it started around artists. So I think artists are some of the catalyzers of our community. So let's give them another round of applause. Anyone still haven't voted yet? All right, good. If you haven't and you're too embarrassed to raise your hand, please do so now because we're going to start counting. And from now until 9 o'clock, we get to listen to the lovely jams of Dallas over here. So why don't you play us out? And at 9 o'clock, we'll announce our winner. See you soon.
I taught middle and high school in Crockett, California. So I know exactly where you're going to be doing your little show there in Crockett. Carol.
Excellent. So, I'm going to start over here. Jessica, for your mental health day, we have $150 to contribute. Stacy, in addition to all those rolls I got out in Costco the other day, we have $150 to you as well. Terry,
yes,
you wonderful human being over there.
Okay.
We have $150 to contribute. And Dave, I think it's math right here. We have $796 to do.
Beer party. Now, you know, it's very tempting, I know.
And before he says a few words, because I think we'd all like to hear from Dave, we also have resource cards for you. So, if you can remember what color you are, I'll remember. I believe green was over there.
No, green was bicycle.
Oh, green was bicycle. I'm not even going to try the rest of them because I started out wrong. Yellow was the second presenter of the evening, which was Jessica. Okay. You're just going to wait until I mess it up. And then Terry was pink. Terry, we have some resources. Terry is pink.
Use theater.
That's right.
I mean, there you go.
So I hope that those resources will continue to enrich your work. And for those of you who didn't get the grand prize, you can always come back and share your continued support and project here in Vallejo.
Did he get any cards? Oh, you got your cards.
He got his cards. And we're going to get a commitment from Dave here that he will come back and we will hold him accountable that he's doing the work that he's doing. So will you please come back to our next soup, which will be July 19th, 2018. And we hope that all of you will bring more friends to the next soup as well. Dave, do you want to say a few words here?
Sure, thank you. Do we have a location for that here?
Not yet. Suggestion.
Well, I'm not quite certain what to say other than thank you so very much. I'm very, very proud to be a part of this community. We do a lot of good work amongst everybody in this room. I've seen around town doing incredible projects, incredible volunteering. You're all kind of like family right now, and I really appreciate everything and all your support. Before I get too emotional, I just want to point out a couple of dates. I think this will help me keep from crying. So, May 5th is downtown here in Vallejo. We have the Solano Transportation Authority is sponsoring Bike Week. And Congressman Thompson, who has an office down the street, will be leading a ride. And we encourage all of you to show up. Bike Vallejo will be coming and offering repairs. And we will use some of this right here to supply parts, etc. So that's May 5th on a Saturday. Details are forthcoming from the STA as far as exact time, but probably 11 a.m. for the ride and 9 a.m. for the bike repairs. Then May 8th, Mayor St. Clair has informed me that he will be declaring May as Bike Month here in Vallejo. So please show up to the council meeting and show your support on May 8th. May 9th is Bike to School Day. Encourage your children and yourselves to bike to school. May 10th, the very next day, is Thursday, and that is National Bike to Work Day. And Bike Vallejo will be in conjunction with the Solano Transportation Authority and others down at the ferry building encouraging people to ride at the Energizer station, which they'll also have a second one at the terminal here at the Transportation Center. So again, thank you so much. I'm going to hang up before I drop liquid onto the microphone. Thank you again.
I'd like to thank our brave participants this evening that presented and poured their souls out to us. That is an incredible gift. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
I look forward to working with you and supporting you in any way I can. I'd like to continue the thank yous. Miss Dallascraft, thank you. Stephanie Small, thank you so much. I love the magical, nature-inspired art that you brought here tonight. Cheryl, thank you. I'm looking forward to seeing your new lipstick and Me Too movement-inspired piece. Thank you so much. I would also like to bring up our team here this evening. Come up, y'all. These are the folks that have been working behind the scenes while I have been, hogging the spotlight up here. These are folks here that, if they weren't doing soup, they would have about a 5-page long resume of the things that they are currently working on in the community.